3, 2, 1. Boom, and we're live.
What's happening, Joe?
What's up, Mike? Tom Segura's in the
What's
house
up,
for a
man?
few minutes here, too.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
by to say hi. I can't believe you never had a cup of coffee.
Never.
You want some?
No.
That might be
No.
that might be the most outrageous thing about you is that you've never had coffee.
Your whole life,
Never
you've never had
coffee.
coffee.
No.
Did you just...
Tea, never coffee.
No one ever offered you a cup of coffee?
No,
You never went to Starbucks?
Never. No, for tea or some donuts.
Wow.
What about like
That was when you when I was in when you're in rehab, you always gotta go to Starbucks because the meeting's right outside at Starbucks. You always hang out at Starbucks and stuff.
Right.
But never for coffee.
You
Never
didn't want
got
to try
coffee.
it?
Never.
that? How about like girlfriends' wives? Like none of them ever like drank coffee at home.
I'm sure they have, but I never really. My wife drinks it.
And you just, nothing.
Never.
Nothing. No. Well,
I'm
All
so
the
addicted
stuff
to coffee.
I did and all
Me
the
too.
drugs I did, you think coffee would be nothing.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. When did you first try any drugs?
Kid. 10
When you were a
years
kid?
old, 9 years old.
What kind of shit?
Smoking and drinking.
Right.
Then as I got older, I tried acid.
How old were you when you first tried acid?
Probably 11.
Wow.
Yeah, real young.
Jesus, man.
Wow, that's real young. Wow. But when you were the champ, when you were in your prime, like when you beat Trevor Burbick, were you doing anything back then?
It's drinking a lot.
Drinking a lot? Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Would you go clean for camp or like
Yes, for camp. Yes.
just for camp?
Yes, for camp.
Yeah, but outside, like once fight's over, and
Yeah,
so,
I'm an animal.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the first guy that I ever used as an example of to break that old myth that you can't have sex before fights. And I was like, well, that's out the window.
For sure.
Because
Yeah.
you would talk about it all the time. You'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Your logic made sense, too. You're like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be thinking about sex. I'll just get it out of the way.
Yeah, and it's over with. You
Yeah.
don't have to do it. You have your refuel for the next 6 weeks and just go with your fight.
Do you think that was a myth, that it made you weak?
Yeah, I think it's a myth.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense.
It seems odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like whenever there's
That
the
would
Olympics,
inspire you more so than, disintegrate you,
Yeah.
I would think.
they said that the Olympic, where the athletes stay, is just like fuck fest.
Oh, of
They're
course.
just
I would
animals.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They have the boys and the girls in the same vicinity. Yeah, it would be
Also,
really
probably you want to
crazy.
alleviate some anxiety. You're
Anxiety.
probably freaking out. You're at the Olympics. You're 18 years old. You're like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
And everyone's in amazing shape.
Yeah,
It's like the best
stressed out.
Yeah. When you were first coming up, and when you were first, you like when you were Kid Dynamite on Sports Illustrated, I'll never forget that, man. That was that your era from like, the 80s, the late 80s, that era, like, it was a big part of my youth. Like you
Yeah.
being, man, you being the champ, it was a change of things. Because when Larry Holmes was the champ, as a boxing fan, I loved Larry Holmes. Like, there's that cover. You were 19 years old,
Yeah.
right?
It's nuts.
When Larry Holmes was the champ, as a boxing fan,
Wow, you still got that stuff, man?
you can still get those.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated. It's the internet. You can find it on the internet. That's how Jamie got it.
Holy boy.
I had that Sports Illustrated. But when Larry Holmes was a champ, as a boxing fan, I appreciated him. I knew he was a great fighter. We would get together with friends and watch like the Michael Spinks fight with Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
When Spinks beat him for the title, it was a big deal, but it wasn't a big deal culturally.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't care as much. But then you came around, and when you came around, all of a sudden everybody's watching heavyweight boxing. If heavyweight boxing wasn't boring again. It was the most crazy, exciting thing in sports. When your fights would go on, it would be about, should I pay for this? Because how long is this going to last? Like, that had never
Yeah, that's
existed.
pretty weird. People tell me
Yes.
about that all the time. They all chipped in and then
Yeah.
they turn the fight on and it's over with. I never think about it like that, Sometimes when it comes to my realization of the situation, I forget that I'm that guy. I forget that I trained that hard and I became a fighter and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, does it seem like a dream?
Yeah, pretty much like a blur.
Because I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be 19 years old, 20 years old, to be that fucking famous.
It was a trip.
Who can handle that? Can anybody handle that?
No, it was a trip, but it was just what Custom Model, that was his blueprints to make me this teenage superstar.
Did he give you advice on how to handle pressure and fame?
Oh, the pressure and everything, but he says really no ingredients on how to handle fame. You know what I mean? We have to see what Department of Fame is your problem, and we have to work on that issue from there. But no one knows how to conduct themselves under that kind of pressure.
No, I couldn't imagine.
It's the level of fame too.
Yes.
It's like there's so many. You realize there's so many levels of fame, and then Mike's is still just extraordinary. Where like people walk away from their job, like in an airport. They're supposed to be at the cash register and they run out. They leave their job to go say hi. That's not, most of the time you're like, oh, that's who that person is. It's a totally different thing.
How weird is that?
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
It took time for me to get used to that stuff. I used to be one of those, get the fuck away from me, man. What are you doing, you creep? You know what I mean? Because I never knew how to conduct myself. Like, Mike, come here. Take a picture of my mother. Take a picture of my kid. Take a picture here. Take a picture here. I love you, this and that. I'm like, whoa, dude, cool out. You know what I mean? But now, I understand this is just what it is. It is what it is, and you're not going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, I've seen you at the UFC before. You're very calm around people. When people grabbing at you, want to take pictures, you just relax.
The UFC is awesome because everybody's nuts. Yeah.